Hello and welcome back. This is another 8th grade math video. In this video, our focus will be on how to add and subtract numbers when they are written in scientific notation. Okay, here is our first one. We're going to take the scientific notation of 4.2 times 10 to the 8th power and subtract 2 times 10 to the 8th power. So there are some tricks that people use to do this. The method that I use is I just kind of rewrite both the numbers in standard form and subtract them. So I will show you that later. For this first one, there is a trick though. There is a trick I can use when this and this, well, 10 will be the base for both in scientific notation. But when the exponential numbers are the same, there is a trick we can use. And what that trick is you just subtract this part. So really, we're just going to do 4.2 minus 2. So remember, when you're subtracting decimals, you have to line things up by the decimal. And then 2 minus 0 is 2, and 4 minus 2 is 2. So your scientific notation answer will start with 2.2 times, and then you keep 10 to the 8th power. Now, sometimes when you use this trick, what you end up with is an answer that needs a little bit of adjusting for proper scientific notation, and we will get to that one further in the video. But for now, this would be our answer, 2.2 times 10 to the 8th power. Okay, here is our next one. We have 5 times 10 to the 3rd plus 1.7 times 10 to the 5th. So this is what I mean when we have different exponential numbers. There's several tricks people can use. Some people like to adjust it so that both of them are to the 3rd or to the 5th. But what is easier for me is to rewrite each of those in standard form, add them together, and then rewrite it in scientific notation. And that way you know it's correct. So 5 times 10 to the 3rd means 5 is right here, and then 10 to the 3rd would be 1, 2, 3 spaces over. So 5 times 10 to the 3rd is 5,000. Now 1.7 times 10 to the 5th means I move that decimal 5 places. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and put it here. Fill in the rest with zeros. Now, since I'm adding, I'm just going to add these together. So I'm going to put the bigger one on top, 1, 7 with 4 zeros. And then 5,000, so 3 zeros and a 5. So this is why having different exponential numbers really messes up your place value. So that's why I like to rewrite it this way. So this would give me 0, 0, 0, 5, 7, 1. Now I need to rewrite this in scientific notation, which means I need to take the decimal that is currently here and move it so it is over here. To do that, I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces. So this is going to be 1.75 times 10 to the 5th power as our final answer. Okay, here's our next example. We're going to take 3.04 times 10 to the 9th minus 2.34 times 10 to the 9th. So first thing I want to check is see if those exponential numbers are the same, and they are. So I'm going to take 3.04 and I'm going to subtract 2.34. When I do that, I end up with a 0 here. I can't take 3 away from 0, so this becomes 2 and this becomes 10. Making the 7 period and dot decimal, and 2 minus 2 is 0. Okay, so this would be 0.70 times 10 to the 9th. Now you may have noticed this is not proper scientific notation, right? Because if there's a 0 in the ones place, we need to move that decimal so that there is 7 in the ones place. So here's what we have to do. I'm going to go ahead and rewrite this in standard form, and then I'm going to write it back in scientific notation. So 0.70 means I need to move that decimal 9 places. So I'm going to go ahead and put this over here. Then I'm going to move it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 spots. So I've got lots of zeros here. Okay, now I'm going to get rid of this 0 here because we no longer need it. Now what I want to do is I want to put the decimal back so it's between the 7 and all the zeros. So I'm going to go ahead and pick a different color for that. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 right there. So that means your actual answer is 7 times 10 to the 8th power. Okay, here is our next example. We're going to take 5.83 times 10 to the 4th and subtract 1.22 times 10 to the 4th. So since they both have the same exponential number, I'm going to leave that alone for now. I'm going to start by doing 5.83 here, and then 1.22 here. And then I'm going to subtract those and put a decimal down here. 3 minus 2 is 1. 8 minus 2 is 6. And 5 minus 1 is 4. So we have 4.61 times 10 to the 4th power. So that looks like proper scientific notation. I have a digit that's not 0 in the ones place, so I can just leave that alone. Okay, here is our last example for today's video. We're going to take 1.7 times 10 to the 9th and subtract 9.5 times 10 to the 8th. So you may have noticed that, these are different numbers. So yep, I'm going to write each one of those in standard form, subtract it, and then rewrite it back into scientific notation. And the reason I do that is because I'm not like super good at converting it just one place value. So this is the way that works best for me. If you have a very clear understanding of how to move it so that both of them say 10 to the 9th, great. Use it and go ahead and do it that way. So we've got 1.7 times 10 to the 9th means it goes over 9 places. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so that's my decimal. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 zeros added there. Okay, the next one is 9.5 times 10 to the 8th. So I need to move the decimal 8 places. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so since it's subtraction, I have to put the larger number on the top. Larger number is the 1.7 and it was listed first. So I'm going to go ahead and put 1, 7. And then I need to add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Now let's add that bottom number. That bottom number has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then it's got a 5 and a 9. So missing that one exponential number there does slide the place value around. So 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Can't take 5 away from 0, so this becomes 6 and this becomes 10, making that 5. Can't take 9 away from 6, so this becomes 0 and this becomes 16. 16 minus 9 is 7. Okay, so this is where we're at. Our decimal's currently here, but we're going to need to move it so it's in proper scientific notation. That means it's got to move to between the 7 and the 5. So I would need to move it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. So this is going to be 7.5 times 10 to the 8th power as your answer. All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope to see you in another video soon.